Housewife life is hell, but it takes a joyful turn when she realizes she is a bitch. The movie kicks off with a sweet scene of a mother and her little boy joyfully shopping at a supermarket. They share laughs and bump into a woman named Sally, making the trip feel warm and friendly. Later, the trio is seen enjoying a meal together, radiating cozy family vibes. The mother then takes her son to Book Babies, a lively gathering for toddlers and their parents. There, Liz, Naya, Miriam, and Jen are also present with their children. The Book Babies leader captures everyone's attention with cheerful rhymes, creating a fun atmosphere for the kids. The bond between the mother and son is portrayed as tender and heartwarming. They spend their days sharing meals, playing games, and curling up for naps. These moments show a loving mother savoring the innocence of her child, though the physical and emotional toll of motherhood is visible on her face. Each night, she faces the challenge of gently helping her energetic little one fall asleep, a struggle many parents will relate to. One day, while playing pretend as a horse for her son, the boy notices something odd on her back, a patch of fuzz. The mother laughs it off, but later examines her back in the mirror, discovering a small bump with white hair once sprouting from it. She's startled to find her scalp hair has turned significantly white, and white hairs are also sprouting from her upper lip and chin. Great, she probably thinks. I'm turning into Santa. When her husband comes home, their son rushes to greet him with a big hug, and the family spends time together in the kitchen. Later, the woman tells her husband about the strange changes happening to her body. The day leaves both parents so exhausted they collapse into bed. Their energetic child, however, is wide awake and ready to party. Frustrated, the mother asks her husband to handle their son. The father manages to soothe the boy temporarily with a pacifier, but falls asleep himself. Naturally, the child starts crying again, leaving both parents at their wits' end. The next morning, tensions rise when the husband complains about his wife's behavior the previous night. The woman, trying to lighten the mood, jokingly refers to herself as a night bitch. A comment that's as funny as it is relatable to overworked parents. Before leaving for work, the husband tries to reassure her. He tells her not to stress about her appearance and suggests creating a structured schedule for her tasks, as if running a household is like clocking into a 9-to-5 job. Her irritation spikes, and she imagines slapping him. Instead, she forces a smile and bids him farewell like the patient, loving wife she is. She's definitely rolling her eyes behind his back. Later, the mother takes her son to the park, where they enjoy running around together. A pack of curious dogs approaches them. The boy, puzzled, asks whose dogs they are, noting that their family has a cat at home instead. The dogs bolt, and the mother and son give chase, laughing as they tumble onto the grass, exhausted. Lying there, the mother's thoughts drift to her childhood. She remembers how her own mother was a talented singer in Europe, almost achieving fame before giving it up to care for her children. The bittersweet memory lingers as she reflects on her current life. Back home, she sets up an art activity for her son, offering him a plate filled with vibrant colors. What starts as a fun project quickly turns into chaos. The child gleefully uses his hands and feet to paint, covering not just the canvas, but the walls, the furniture, and himself. He ends up looking like a walking rainbow. This scene doubles as an ad for industrial strength cleaning supplies. The mother tries to stop him, but her little artist is on a roll. When he slips and falls, he just laughs and keeps painting. Exhausted and frustrated, she chases after him but slips on the spilled paint, landing flat on the ground. It's a moment of pure comedy and exasperation, a messy, chaotic snapshot of parenthood.
Later, while cleaning up the mess, the mother remembers her own mom breaking down in tears from exhaustion during her childhood. Feeling drained herself, she heads to the bathroom to check on the bump on her back. Using a needle, she pierces it, and white pus oozes out. Gross but oddly satisfying, like popping a pimple on steroids. Digging further, she pulls out a clump of hair, leaving her feeling both horrified and confused. She notices an old newspaper clipping featuring her as a renowned landscape artist. Nostalgia washes over her as she recalls her mother's culinary skills, remembering how she used to expertly prepare healthy meals. That night, as she falls into a deep sleep, she's suddenly startled awake. Walking outside, she sees 3 or 4 dogs sitting in the yard. Strangely drawn to them, she sits down, and they begin licking her face. The surreal moment leaves her feeling both confused and oddly comforted. The next morning, she shares her bizarre dream with her son while preparing breakfast. Her child, unfazed, picks up a dead rat from outside and brings it to her, because every parent dreams of receiving such delightful gifts from their kids. She chases after him, horrified, only to discover a disturbing scene in their backyard, a horrifying collection of dead animals, from birds to rabbits, scattered everywhere. Grabbing her son, she rushes back into the house, shaken to her core. Determined to make sense of what's happening, she visits the library and asks the librarian, Norma, for a book about women transforming into animals. Norma hands her a book labeled Mythical Ethnography, and the mother dives into it, finding a strange sense of peace. As she reads, she imagines herself soaring through the air like a bird, free and weightless. Later, she takes her son to a food court, where she surprises herself by buying an unusually large amount of meat. They dig in, but when their forks break, they start eating with their hands. The mother devours the food like an animal, growling and making loud noises, much to the shock of the other diners. Her son eagerly imitates her, turning the meal into a spectacle. Dinner and a show. What more could those diners ask for? Norma appears and joins them, growling playfully with the child. To the mother's surprise, Norma reveals she's also a mom, adding a new layer to their bond. That evening, the father comes home, and the mother finally gets a chance to relax. She soaks in the bath, hoping to find some relief. But her body feels different, and the animalistic sensations intensify. After her bath, she experiences painful cramps, and her son becomes unusually clingy. Overwhelmed, she asks her husband to handle their son and lies down on the sofa to rest. As she flips through the book about animal transformations, memories of her own mother resurface. She recalls how her mom would mysteriously disappear into the forest at night, leaving her with lingering questions she now desperately wants answers to. One day, the parents decide to take their young son to a museum featuring dinosaur fossils. As they explore the exhibits, they meet Jen, who casually invites the boy's mother to go hiking. However, the mother politely declines, preferring to focus on family time. The museum visit is otherwise uneventful, and they head home after spending some quality time together. Later that night, the mother experiences something bizarre. She suddenly wakes up, heads to the backyard, and starts digging furiously into the ground, just like a bitch. As she growls and moves erratically, she transforms into a fluffy bitch and bolts out of the house. By morning, she returns, covered in mud, and quietly takes a shower. Her husband is utterly shocked by her disheveled appearance and unexplainable behavior. The next day, the mother takes her son to a book session. While there, she chats with her friends and encourages Liz, who is anxiously expecting a baby. She reassures Liz about motherhood, emphasizing the joys that come with it, though Liz remains visibly stressed. Meanwhile, the father starts noticing peculiar changes in his wife and son. They begin adopting dog-like habits, which unsettles him. He knows it's not normal, but chooses to support his wife's happiness, despite his unease. This is the point where most dads would start Googling how to undog your family. Things take another strange turn when the mother joins her friends at a restaurant. While everyone else orders hearty meals, she opts for a kale salad in an attempt to suppress her animal instincts. However, the mere sight of the salad makes her nauseous. Determined, she forces herself to eat it, but eventually, she can't hold it down and vomits in front of everyone. The woman next to her expresses her disgust, scolding her for the mess. Suddenly, the mother starts growling like a dog, causing everyone to freeze in shock. In a frenzy, she snatches a meat burger from another table and devours it before fleeing the restaurant in a strange, animalistic manner, fully transforming into a bitch. From that point on, sneaking out at night became her new routine. Each night, she meets up with her fluffy friends, who eagerly await her. Together, they hunt animals and play under the moonlight. One night, while indulging in their wild escapades, a domestic cat crosses their path. Succumbing to her predatory instincts, she attacks the cat. By morning, she discovers the cat's lifeless body in the backyard. Overwhelmed with guilt, she buries the cat, an act witnessed by her son. Later, she takes her son to the park, but gets lost in her thoughts, still haunted by the cat incident. When she snaps back to reality, she realizes her son is missing. Panicking, she searches frantically, asking strangers if they've seen him. After an intense and emotional search, she finds him sitting quietly on the ground. Relieved, she hugs him tightly, showering him with love and promising to never let him out of her sight again. The situation escalates when her husband learns about the cat's death. They argue, with the wife voicing her long-standing frustrations. She accuses him of discouraging her artistic pursuits and supporting her decision to quit her job, which she now regrets. He, in turn, laments how much she has changed since becoming a mother, missing the vibrant person he once fell in love with. The tension boils over, and she storms out of the house. Seeking solace, she finds her mother lying peacefully in the garden. In a surreal moment, she transforms into a dog and lies beside her mother, finding comfort in her presence. After some reflection, she delivers an ultimatum to her husband. She wants a separation. The couple begins living apart, splitting their son's time between them. While the mother embraces her newfound freedom, focusing on her artwork and personal growth, the son struggles to adjust to life with his father. He becomes uncooperative, even throwing his father's homemade pasta on the floor in defiance. That's one way to say, "Your cooking needs work, Dad." Despite the challenges, the mother thrives. She resumes exercising and creates art that reflects her journey, featuring themes like cats, dinosaurs, and more. She also takes her son on hikes with friends, strengthening their bond. Through these experiences, she rediscovers the pure, unconditional love of motherhood. Meanwhile, the son lights up with joy when he's with his mother. They spend carefree afternoons playing with dogs at the park. These moments are not only fun, but also educational, as the mother imparts valuable life lessons. She fondly recalls her own childhood, when her mother would take walks in the woods to release her frustrations, but always ensured her daughter felt loved and included. Embracing her passion for art, the mother completes a series of pieces inspired by her experiences. She organizes an exhibition, showcasing portraits of her friends, animal structures, and even depictions of dead birds. The artwork is met with widespread admiration. Liz and the other women are thrilled to see their portraits, and the mother beams with pride at her success. Portraits of friends and dead birds? Talk about a niche art collection. After the exhibition, her husband helps clean up the venue, praising her talent. He expresses regret for not supporting her artistic aspirations earlier and apologizes for his mistakes. This heartfelt moment marks the beginning of their reconciliation. The story concludes with the family enjoying quality time together in a cozy tent house. The mother, now fully content and empowered, gives birth to a daughter, completing their happy and successful family. If you like this movie, then don't forget to subscribe the channel.